Okay, we're back.
Okay. On this slide at the bottom is how you access the treasurer's manual on the region's website. Included in the next slide. Included in the manual are detailed instructions to meet club responsibilities to the club, the region, and to SIA headquarters. Additionally, there are links to all the forms you will need throughout the club year. Don't delay your duties as a club treasurer or president. Record transactions as they occur and can be easily remembered. It is important to be mindful of all reporting deadlines as outlined in the treasurer's calendar. I don't expect you to be able to read this slide, but I want you to be aware of its existence. The treasurer's calendar can be located on page 18 of the treasurer's manual. Treasurers keep a copy of it at your fingertips. Presidents, you too. It provides you with all the dates and deadlines needed to properly conduct your club's financial obligations.
Every check, payment, or reimbursement needs a payment authorization voucher. Payment authorization vouchers provide backup to know if the payment was budgeted or if it was approved by club vote if it exceeds your club's unbudgeted spending limit. Best practice is to have 2 signatures on all checks or payment authorization vouchers. Each club has a fiscal responsibility to ensure that the treasurer, or any club member for that matter, are spending clubs appropriately. Accountability and transparency are key. It is vital to keep records of all transactions. This includes copies of tax returns, bank statements, deposits, checks issued, invoices paid, and payment authorization vouchers. It's recommended to keep all records for 7 years. Best practice is to have 2 signatures on all money paid out. Bank statements should be reviewed and reconciled monthly to locate discrepancies early. Club financial records should be reviewed each year by a committee comprised of members not including the treasurer for the year being reviewed. Financial records should be provided to the committee in order for them to conduct a thorough and accurate review. Regular reviews ensure accuracy and transparency for club finances. To assist the review committee, a club audit procedures worksheet can be found on the SIA website under For Clubs and Members, For Clubs, Club/Member Forms, Financial Forms. Every club has an annual club budget, but some clubs may benefit from committee budgets as well. Whether it's a fundraising event or service project, committee budgets should always be presented to the club for approval, just like your regular club budget. Most importantly, your committee budgets must fit within your club's approved budget. Committee chairs and members should not hesitate to work with your club's treasurer to make sure that your committee budgets line up with the club budget. Now that we're slowly starting to get back to normal, your club might be thinking of fundraising events, which probably means ticket sales. If your club members are selling physical tickets, they might be accepting cash for those tickets. One way to make sure that all money is accounted for is to keep track of how many tickets each member has to sell. Once ticket sales are over, the treasurer and committee chair should make sure that all money in and unsold tickets returned balance and there's no funds missing. If you're selling tickets online using PayPal or some other platform, make sure that you treat that as you would a regular bank account. The treasurer should report those balances monthly to your club, just like your regular bank account balances. If your club has not yet set up a PayPal account, but you've been thinking about it, make sure you designate your account as a nonprofit to save on the processing fees.
You can do this. And if you do, everything will be coming up roses.
You're back in now?
Yeah, I think
One thing I wanted to also say is some of the things I notice as treasurers is that our clubs, and I know when I was club treasurer also, have a habit of not terminating the members with SIA and with Golden West Region as it occurs. They're due within 30 days of the termination. A lot of clubs, for some reason, just because they've paid their dues, they let them run to the end of the year. What happens to us at that point is we end the year with one number of members and we open up the following year with substantially less. It's a little better to budget and plan if we know as we go along. So that's something to pay attention to. Dan, do you have anything else?
Not that I can think of. Obviously, if you have a member transfer in your club from another club, you need to submit the appropriate transfer paperwork with SIA, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, but just a little reminder. Yes, the presentation will be available after. It'll be available online. Our slides will be available, and I believe the script as well. And I started recording about midway through, so this will be available too.
Any questions from anybody? I know Ardith and some of you have been treasurers for a while. Any insights that you can add? We've got a couple hands up.
We are committed to gender equality and prevent.
this is Ardith Liz. Yeah, I've been treasurer for something like 30 years, I think. I think I'll die being a treasurer for most clubs. So, but that's okay. I just think good records, bank statements all the time, look them over. Auditing is important, filing those taxes, all the paperwork that comes. I always do it in July. That way I know it's done and I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the summer. The 990s, all of those things that need to be done. Make sure you sign up for your the charitable trust, costs you $25. If you're having raffles, make sure you have the $20 raffle permit. And I think then just keep good records, and that's about it.
We have programs, white papers, and we also have an
Okay, put you back on mute, Ardith, because you had someone else in the room there with you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No problem. Linda, do you have a question?
I just wanted to make a statement. We had a former member pass away earlier this year, and her family asked that donations be sent to our chapter in lieu of flowers, and we were able to raise over $3,000.
Oh,
Wonderful.
that's nice.
So
So I
obviously,
just wanted to share that.
Wonderful. You know, we had a member in Redlands, and you guys, you might be familiar with it. Redlands had a fund that a member had passed away several years ago and donated $10,000 to the club. They had been issuing their Live Your Dream funds from the interest on this 10,000. Well, as we all know, over the years, interest has gotten down to $1.98 a year. And unfortunately, the club disbanded. So they gave the region the $10,000, and with discussions with the family, they agreed that we could distribute a $2,000 a year to the and Nader Fund and give it out to a Live Your Dream person at spring conference. We did that over a period of 5 years. The money was gone. We ended giving them out last year, and now we have no more funds. But that was just a wonderful thing to do. And when the family thinks of the organization and helps us with our cause, it's just, I love to hear that.
Any other questions?
Well, Sam, I think you're going to have to tap dance.
We could always play Name That Tune.
No, not with you. Sam's killer on Name That Tune.
I'm going to go ahead and stop